After my football career, I started sharing my story. And I was speaking with sales teams, and I was speaking with leaders, and I was speaking with students. And they would be all excited, and they would come up to me and say, "Oh man, your story really inspired me." But I also watched it fade off over time. What I found was that what they were missing was not the goal, because everybody's excited and passionate. It wasn't that they were missing the goal, it was that they were missing accountability. And now I get to travel the world and help people realize their potential by focusing on the next play. But see, before, I used to teach people how to overcome failure. Now, you can completely eliminate failure.
Here it is, 4th down and 10.
Young Richie's not a real intimidating from a size standpoint at 5'7" and 163, but he's a good possession receiver.
I'm here today because I know what it feels like to be stuck, to get my butt kicked every single day. My coach pulled me to the side, and then he asked me, "What's the most important play now?" He held me accountable, not to the past, what most people do, what most leaders, what most managers do. He held me accountable to maximizing my potential on the next play. What's the one thing that you can do right now to move forward? That's your next play, and you have to define it with 3 things. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it by? Go. It was the same thing in fitness as it was in business. We implemented accountability and coaching. It's the snowball effect of success. Imagine how much more likely your team is to achieve what they want if you held them accountable to realizing their potential every single week. Do you have to be perfect, yes or no? What if you're talking to your team members and your team member's like, "I can't do it"? But you can't just say, "Yes, you can," because that's annoying.
It's affections. Coaching, mentoring, investing in your people, you'll get a lot more out of it. I've had the pleasure to be with the Tony Robbins, the Gary V's, and I've been around a lot of people in my 50 years of life, and I'm like, he's our guy.
As a leader, not just a manager, but as a coach and a leader, did you realize your full potential this past year? Because if you didn't, how can you help the people on your team realize theirs?
His story and his passion behind what he's doing today was very motivating.
I thought it was amazing. I loved his story.
He's real. I think it'll change your life.
I can't even put into words. It was like it was directed straight towards me and what I'm going through and my team's going through. So I just have to say that Richie is amazing.
I want you, I want your people, I want your team, I want your organization to experience that confidence, that undeniable confidence and action of moving forward and knowing that there is no failure, there's only the next play. One of the biggest mistakes I see leaders make when holding their people accountable is not having commitments in place. And not just commitments to them and the organization, but getting them to make a commitment to themselves. So you can hold someone accountable to their past decisions, past choices, and past actions, and you can even hold them accountable to what they're gonna do moving forward. But there's one thing that you need in order to do all of that, and that's for them to make a commitment to 2 different things. So let me show you what I mean by this. The first thing, okay, in order to be able to really hold someone accountable and for them to like it and want to have it, is they need to make a commitment to themselves. That's the first thing they need to do. What do I mean by that? They have to make a commitment to their vision, right? Because working with you, your organization, whatever widget, service, or product, even if there's a fulfillment factor to it, right? They still have a vision for what they want in their life. What is the end result? Like your organization, your team, your service, your company is the vehicle to get somebody, specifically salespeople, to that vision, to however they see it. If they want to be able to travel, if they want to, have a certain amount of money, if they want to be able to relieve anxiety, if they want financial freedom, if they want, whatever that is, your company and you as a leader are the vehicle to get them to their vision. So you have to get them to commit to that vision. And I can tell you right now, there's probably a lot of people on your team that don't even know what this is. And so as a leader, it's so important for us to understand and know what our people's vision is and what they want to achieve in their life. Because how the heck are we supposed to ever help them get there if we don't even know what it is, right? Our job as a leader is not just to increase sales, it's not to just increase the production of the team. Our job is to help the people on our team get what they want in their life, right? And so if we don't know what it is, how are we going to help them get there? And it's the same thing with them. There's some people where they're just unclear and they're unsure what they want in their life. And as a leader, you can ask them and drive them and ask specific questions in order to find this out, right? So the first thing you have to find out in order to be able to hold someone accountable to their potential every single week is, what is their vision? The second thing is, you have to know why they don't have that vision. And that you have to be able to make a commitment, and that, you have to get them to make a commitment that they're willing to do what it takes to overcome what the challenge so that they can get this vision. So if it's financial freedom, why don't they have financial freedom, right? So maybe it's they're not earning enough, okay? Well, let's figure out why they don't have this vision and then help them make a commitment that they're gonna do everything they can to overcome this issue with your support to achieve that vision, all right? The third thing and last thing is understanding their values. Because how can you hire somebody, and we're gonna talk about your side in a second, if we don't know what their values are, right? What is it how do they live their life, right? Because if it doesn't align with you, then everything's gonna fall apart when it comes to accountability. They're gonna get exposed within the first 6 to 8 weeks and they're not gonna stick. That's one of the things that accountability does, and we've learned through implementing this with our clients, is it exposes people really, really, really fast. So we have to get them a commitment to themselves on their side, to their vision, to being able to overcome and make the commitment to do the work to overcome the issues and challenges that are in their way from achieving that vision, and a commitment to stick to their values. What are their true deep down values, and will they make a commitment to stick to it? When you have this, you have half the equation done, and it's so much more easy to hold people accountable. The next thing they have to be held, make a commitment to is you as the leader, right? Your company, or your organization, right? Depending on what you do. They have to make a commitment to that. Now, what does this consist of, right? There's 3 things. The first one is very simple, and these are your core beliefs. Are they willing to make a commitment to the core beliefs of your organization, your team? And I can tell you right now, just because of the clients that we work with, a lot of times we help them put this in place because they don't have it. There shouldn't be more than 3, 4, or 5, and as a leadership team, you've got to come up with those. Because a lot of people have trouble hiring, it's because they're hiring people with different beliefs and different values. This is the same thing, core values, core beliefs, same thing. If they're different, it's not going to work out, they're not going to make a commitment, and you're not going to be able to hold them accountable to it. The second one is expectations, right? You see this all the time. People want to hold people accountable, but they don't have the expectations in place in order to do it. Like, if you're holding someone accountable to what? Like, here's my expectations. Here's what we expect you to be on time. You're not to be late, to be relentless, to be whatever your expectations are for them day in and day out. If they don't know those expectations, you cannot realistically hold them accountable in a healthy, positive, and motivating way. Okay? So not only do you need to have core beliefs and expectations, but they have to make a commitment to live by those core beliefs and to follow those expectations. Right? Because expectations are just the rules that are a part of the core beliefs. Okay? It's the rules that are a part of the core beliefs. So in order for you to be able to hold someone accountable, they have to believe in the core beliefs, commit to the core beliefs, and commit to the rules that you have put in place. All right, and as a whole, to get someone to make to be able to hold someone accountable and make a commitment, you have to have both sides of the table. Some only have one, some have none. So if you're in a leadership position right now and you are really trying to implement accountability within your organization, the first step is putting a commitment in place. Okay, and this could be simply a sheet that they fill out. This is what we use, and at the top you're going to have them write down their vision. Why don't they what's the issue and why this vision is important to them. After that, you're going to list out your core beliefs and your expectations to it. And the last thing here at the very bottom of the page is they're going to sign it, and they have to make a signature. There's a lot that goes into psychologically signing something. And so literally in our offices and the clients that we work with, they put their commitment sheets on the wall. So on those commitment sheets, at its very top, each person's vision within the organization or the team, it has the challenge, why they haven't been able to achieve it, and they have why that vision is important to them. Underneath that, they have the core beliefs of the company, the team, the organization, what the expectations are based on those core beliefs, right? And then lastly, at the very bottom, a signature to commit to their vision, to being able to do the work to overcome the issue, and then using your company as a vehicle to get to that end result with a signature. That's the first step to being able to hold someone accountable, is getting that commitment.